everyone, it's Naomi here and we're going to be doing some creative art today. So in today's session you're going to be just needing a few simple things. So you can use paper or card, pencil, a fine tip pen, and any pens, it can be colouring pencils, any different oil pastels, soft pastels, anything that you want to do your design. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be creating our own art therapy sheet. So you can be doing any type of design you would like, and whether it's flowers, whether it's just doing a simple putting your pencil on the paper and just letting your hand do any type of movements, whether it's wiggles, whether it's straight lines or doing circles, anything you want to do. So I'm going to do a design, and I'm going to start from the top corner here. On the top corner here, and I'm going to just let my pencil do a design. Trace it. I'm going to half this edge. Now you probably can see that what I've done is I've used a ruler, and before I've started I've added a border around my design, so I'm not going to go out onto the end of the paper, and it gives it a nice neat finish afterwards when we're finished colouring in your design on this. So I'll show you a bit closer, so then you can see what I'm doing a bit closer up. Quite like doing this. It doesn't matter what type of artistic talent you have, whether you feel like you're a really good drawer or you're very unsure about drawing and you was like, oh, I can't do this. It doesn't matter what type of art you like doing. This is a nice way of training your hand and testing your drawing skills. So it's like I'm having to keep my hand very, very steady when I'm doing these lines. You're making your therapy sheet, why not stick on some music in the background, preferably some calming music, unless you want to put on your favourite song. because listening to music can affect the way that you draw. You're listening to some very like upbeat pop music, you might be drawing some circles, you might be moving along to it, doing a bit of a dance. Or if you're listening to some very calming music, it helps you concentrate. I find it helps me concentrate. I'm going to do a bit of a different design. I'm going to branch out this way now. Now, with this art therapy sheet, you don't have to colour it in straight away. You could sketch out your design and then go over it in a fine black liner. So like this one that I was saying about, can be any type of brand or make, as long as you've got, it's a very, very thin tip at the end. It's not a thick one, so like these Sharpie pens that I'm going to use in a bit, they've got quite fat. They look quite fat in comparison to this one. So I'll just show you a bit closer to the camera, like that. So this one is very, very good for doing neat close-up drawings, where when you're using this, very good for the colouring in. If you're trying to do any precise work, so if you're trying to do any precise work, this one is better. But I always, like in this, I'm going to use a pencil first to sketch out my design, because if I'm not happy with it, if you feel like you make a mistake or you're not happy with your design, you easily go and grab a rubber and just rub it out and then start again. There's no right or wrong way of doing this. It's up to you. It's your design. It's your own art piece. So there's no rush whatsoever. And I'm thinking I might do, because I'm getting a bit of an underwater theme here. I've got like waves going on, so I might use different types of blue to colour this in. I'll just make this a bit bigger like this. Now, it doesn't matter, I'm going to follow this design round here. And do that, and I think I'm going to do it a bit different on this side now. I'm going to do that. Something a bit different here. So once you're happy with your design, you can move on and you don't need to neaten anything up. You're going to be taking, now it's up to you which way you do it, because some of my design I'm not going to finish colouring in. I'm going to take my black fine liner pen now, and I'm going to go over all of my sketching out, all of my design, to make it more bolder and so that it stands out then. this one, you might not do big long lines. So if you're holding your pen, you might not have the best, you might not be able to control it the same. So what I do is I do light sketching. So then I know that I'm just following the line. It's not a problem, I'll just darken it up. And do that. Now I'm going to do that for the rest of my design now. So once you finish lining your drawing, I'm rubbing out any of the pencil marks that I can see that I don't want to have in my design. So it doesn't matter if you go outside your line of the design that you draw, as long as you are happy with it. Just get rid of all these pencil marks. Give it a good blow or shake. Getting all that. So I'm just going to neaten up some of these, but I'm going to, so using my fine line, I'm going to use a bit of a fatter and bigger black marker. Anywhere like here where it's showing a bit, and I just want to cover that, and I'm going to make it a bit bolder, the line, because in some of the art therapy sheets you'll have thin and thicker lines. Like I said, there's no rush with this. Just take your time. Take your time. This is your own work, so I'm going to fill in any parts that I want to neaten up now. Once you're happy with your design, you can now start colouring it and adding some colour. So before I said I got an idea that I'm going to be using some different blues. I'll pick some out. going to be the colours that I'm going to use today. Let's start off with a lighter colour. Do make sure that if you are using felt tips or marker that it is dry, so then you don't get a smudge. So I got a bit of a smudge down here that I'm going to cover up. But yeah, just bear in mind or you get it on your hands. And with this, it's up to you what you do. I'm going to slightly turn it to this. So this is as far as I've done, but I'm going to finish this afterwards. But as you can see, I've used my colours differently. So sometimes I've done swirl patterns, sometimes I've done the lines, and I've just used felt tip markers for my design. And it's up to you whether you leave some parts white or you can colour them in, and you can use different types of mediums. So I've just used felt tip markers. You might want to use watercolours using your watercolour palette, or if you have any like chalk or pencils at home, you could do it in different ones. So you could use a mixture of different mediums to create your own art therapy sheet. So I hope you've enjoyed this session, and I hope to see you all soon. Bye!